Number 9 is a good business will take an integrated approach to their marketing. Now this relates back to point number 1 about a good business having a marketing strategy. An integrated approach to marketing means not just relying on one thing. You know, in Canberra, lots of people say, I don't need marketing, I just have word of mouth. Or, well, we've got an ad in the Yellow Pages, that brings some business in, that's okay. Or, we advertise in the Canberra Times once a month, that's our marketing. Studies show that customers need at least 3 different kinds of contact from a business in 3 different ways for them to consider taking action. You know, perhaps it's that they don't believe the first contact they have. And if that's the case, if all you've got is your Yellow Pages ad, then that becomes a problem. An integrated approach to marketing is working with a number of different ways of getting your messages across. You know, some of the things that you might do is publicity. You might do regular media releases or press conferences, or you might do, you know, something interesting, a stunt in the media to attract media attention. You might have a direct mail campaign, that is personalised mail, where you might send information that your target market would be interested in. You might do web marketing, for example, Google AdWords, or search engine optimization to bring your website up high in the natural searches. You might do some telemarketing. That's the thing that businesses seem to hate. Everyone hates the idea of telemarketing, but it really does work. Particularly in business-to-business sales, telemarketing works really well in combination with direct mail and personal selling. Other things that you might do is sponsorship, sponsoring a community organisation that is important to your target market. Personal selling, as I said before, and sales promotions, putting specials on, etc., or giveaways. You know, lots and lots of different things, but taking not just one, but a number of things and making them work together. Number 10 is one of the most important things, and that is reporting. As I said before, we know that small businesses have limited time and limited money to invest in marketing. So if you're going to invest, you need to know that you're going to get a good return on your investment. Now that's, you know, marketing in many ways is more of an art than a science. There are definitely scientific aspects to it, but in many ways it's an art, which means that lots and lots of different things can change. Your competitors can do things that aren't expected. There can be a fad that happens in the market. Global conditions can change, or national conditions can change. People's spending habits can change. There could be a new type of media that comes out that you hadn't seen before. Lots and lots of things can happen to mean that the marketing tactics that you choose might not work. So it's really important to, or they might work fantastically, but it's really important to step back and look at them in an objective way to see how they've worked. And if something hasn't worked particularly well, you can look at it and say, well, why didn't it work? And is there a way that I can do that better next time to get better results? Or is my time and money better spent on that particular activity that worked really, really well? Reporting is, you know, I talked earlier about researching brand awareness. That's a really important thing. One thing that every business should do is measure the source of leads. If somebody new comes to your business, find out how they heard about you. You know, was it that somebody told them, that they saw an ad in the paper, that they read a story about you in the Canberra Times? Whatever it is, you need to know how those leads are coming in. One really, really important way, and it's becoming increasingly important, is that if you have a website, you must look at your web statistics. If your web provider doesn't give you good statistics, there are great free products like Google Analytics that you can load onto your site that tell you where people come from, what domains they come from, what search terms they use to search for your website, which, you know, you can then use those search terms to optimize your site to be found more easily. You can find out things like how long people spend. If people only spend 10 seconds on your homepage, you can start to think, is my homepage not interesting enough to keep them there? Lots and lots of great web statistics that you can get that can help you really hone your website to be able to deliver good results. And all of the other things that if you're doing direct mail and sales, for example, you need to track how many letters you've sent out, how many appointments you got, how many sales resulted from that, so that you can see where you're doing well and where you're falling down. So that's 10. The 11th thing on the list was, and the last thing was, a good business will have somebody who's responsible and accountable for implementing the marketing strategy. That goes right back to number one. It's one thing to develop a marketing strategy, but if you leave it on the shelf, it's a waste of resources. A marketing strategy needs to be something that's implementable. And you need to have somebody, whether it's the business owner or a staff member or somebody like Marketing Angels, who'll come in and manage the implementation of your marketing strategy for you to make sure that everything that you've planned is put in place. That's really important, and of course that person can be responsible for all the other parts of your marketing. Well, that's all I've got to say today. I'd be happy if you want to contact me. You can either reply, you put a comment on the blog, or you can go to the Marketing Angels website, www.marketingangels.com.au, and send through a message. Okay, see you later.